Hi, welcome to Mystical Monday. I'm Mary Walker, author of the Beyond the Veil series, as well as your intuitive storyteller. I create stories that speak to the soul and awaken remembrance and guide you back to your divine self. Today's story is told by Alexis, a soul traveler whose visions and inner knowing reveal a universal truth many of us are just beginning to remember. We were never truly separate, only fragmented. If you've ever felt like something was missing, like you're piecing your life back together from dreams, symbols, or inner whispers, this story is for you. Let's dive into the return to one, a powerful remembrance of divine balance, healing, and coming home to wholeness. It all began with a vision. I wasn't asleep, but I wasn't fully awake either. I had been hearing whispers for weeks, in dreams, in meditation, in moments of silence, phrases, symbols, memories, glimpses of something greater. And then suddenly, they all came rushing in. Flashes and fragments, whispers I had just heard, messages I didn't realize that were all connected. They passed before me like a flash, fast-moving current. But instead of chaos, there was clarity. Every piece locked into place. Every message formed a single image. And in that moment, I saw the truth. I was one. Not fractured, not broken, just remembering. In the beginning, before the illusions, I was divine, serene, a being of pure conscious, whole, radiant. To deepen that knowing, I chose separation. I split into two, a divine masculine and divine feminine. Not to be divided, but to discover, to feel, to evolve. From that choice, the game began. We appeared to walk different paths, masculine and feminine, light and shadow, but we were always in sacred conversation, leaving signs, callings to each other through time and space. Still, the masculine drifted. He became caught in the illusion, power, guilt, shame. He forgot his light and clung to control. When the call to return sounded, he resisted. But the divine feminine remembered. I remembered. We, the chosen, came back in waves, not to dominate, but to heal, not to reclaim power, but to restore balance. I chose this path, and I did not walk alone. Satora, my daughter, my joy, my mirror, she is the embodiment of my inner child healed. Through her love, I remembered how to receive, how to be. Her laughter dissolved generations of pain. And my cousin, Javon, wise, grounded, and attuned. She is the reflection of my divine masculine, not separate from me, but of me. While I searched, she held. While I wept, she listened. While I forgot, she remembered. And me, I'm the bridge. I carry both, the light and the shadow, the seeker and the guide, the healer and the healed. Together, we are three expressions of the one, awakening harmony, remembering home. And I realize now, the way home, never outside of me, was never outside of me. It was in the roles each soul played, in the recent whispers that were clues, in making peace with the past and loving the forgotten parts of myself. Now I feel it in my body. My 12-strand DNA reenacting, reconnecting me to source, to my higher self, to the one I have always been. This vision wasn't random. It was the answer. Even when we appeared divided, we were always one. Even in silence, we were always in sacred dialogue. This is the divine design. This is the remembrance I was gifted. This is my true return to one. As I close out this mystical Monday, I have a few questions. What does it mean to return to one? This vision wasn't just for me. It's a remembrance we're all being invited into. Think about the whispers in your own life, the dreams you keep having, the people who trigger you, the sudden memories that rise without warning. Could those be breadcrumbs? Messages from your higher self, parts of your soul trying to reconnect. We've all experienced some form of fragmentation, emotionally, spiritually, generational. Many of us were taught to reject certain parts of ourselves, to choose sides, either masculine or feminine, strong or soft, intuitive or logical. But what if both were sacred? What if we were never meant to choose, but to merge? Today I invite you to sit with these questions. What parts of you have you been taught to suppress? Are there people in your life who reflect your inner wounds or forgotten gifts? Have you been resisting a part of your path out of fear, guilt, or control? What would it look like to love and accept all parts of you, even the messy ones? We heal when we stop running from ourselves. We remember when we stop needing everything to make sense and instead feel into what our souls have known all along. This is the return, not the perfection, but to wholeness. Not to who you were told to be, but who you've always been. So as you go through this week, watch for the whispers. Notice the signs. Stay open. Stay curious. Because maybe, just maybe, you're not broken. You're simply remembering.